Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I'm the style coach, and today's video is a much requested one following my colour analysis video that I did a couple of weeks ago. A lot of you have been getting in touch with me saying, can you do an online colour consultation and how does it work? Is it reliable? So I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. So instead of using my coloured drapes on a person, I'm going to show you how I digitally drape a person to arrive at their colour palette. I won't go through every stage of the process, but it's just to demonstrate to you that it is reliable, it can work, and I've worked with people all over the world doing this as well. So the advice is just as good. We still talk about all the various elements of colour and give advice on makeup, on clothes and combinations and accessories and all things colour. So it's just as reliable, it's just a more convenient way for people who are further afield who would like to work with me. If that's you, please do get in touch. You can send me an email, sarah@thestylecoach.ie. Get in touch with me over on Instagram or visit my website, thestylecoach.ie, and let's organise your colour consultation no matter where you are in the world. If you're enjoying these videos and learning something from them, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel while you're here. And if you would like to do so, you can give some super thanks and I will be super grateful. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to tell you when you get in touch with me is to submit photos for your colour consultation. These photos are the most important thing for you when it comes to getting an accurate colour analysis. I lay out all of the requirements of taking your photo. So it means no makeup, no false tan, no tinted moisturizer, natural daylight. So usually standing by a window on a cloudy day or not in direct sunlight is optimal. And you can send me a couple of photos, some with your hair tied back, some down. You might let me know as well if you have coloured your hair or your eyebrows, and then I would take that into consideration as well. I've never worked with somebody who wasn't able to get the right photos. You may not get it on the first time, in which case I will ask you again because I want you to get an accurate result. This person is wearing a little bit of makeup, I can see that, and I'm taking that into consideration. But other than that, the lighting is quite good. There's even soft lighting all over her face. There's no harsh shadows. I can get a clear idea of her skin. So this is a good photo that I'm happy to work with. So when we're doing a colour consultation, the first step that we do is to look at the skin undertone. So we're taking the hair out of the equation. We're not too concerned about the eyes at the moment. We're focusing in on the skin and the impact cool colours have on the skin or warm colours have on the skin. So we take a look at this graph here and we can see that the cool undertone seasons are winter and summer. The warm undertones are spring and autumn. So that's the first thing we want to determine. The first thing I'll do is to put your photo amongst cool and warm colours and just check in on the effect, just as I would do with the coloured drapes that I would use in person. So here we can see this woman with a cool colour next to her face, okay? And now I'm going to focus in on the skin here. So we're not concerned with the colour itself, other than that it's cool or warm. We don't say, oh, I like this colour, therefore I want to wear it. At this point, we're just looking at the impact it has on the skin. So here is the cool colour and then we have the warm colour. So I'm seeing a dramatic difference already. With the cool colour, I'm just seeing a freshness, a brightness to the skin. That dulls down completely with the warm colour. The skin looks kind of muddy and a little bit dirty with this warmer colour. It's not giving a freshness like the cool colour does. Let's check in with some other colours. So here's a cool pink. All right, and then comparing it to a more warm salmon kind of a colour. And again, I'm seeing a similar thing here where the pink is just lifting, the cool pink is just lifting her skin, and I'm seeing a lovely rosy colour in the cheeks, freshness again, which just becomes muddy, and I see the eyelids drop here and the colour in the lips go off a little bit. It just doesn't work. So I'm leaning into cool already. Let's take a look at some more. So would I get this woman to wear a navy versus a brown? Absolutely the navy. It looks fresh, skin looks clean and bright. This is beautiful. I can see the lovely pink tones coming out in the skin. The brown, I'm seeing the jawline expand. I'm seeing an unevenness in the complexion. I'm not loving this. So you can see already how evident it is that colour analysis works online. And of course, it all depends on that quality of your photo. But we've seen that the cool colours are working on this woman much better than they are with the warm. I will go through a few more colours if I was doing this with a person online, a few more examples so that they see clearly what I'm talking about. But to keep this video nice and succinct, I'm keeping it short and snappy. So once we know that a person is working with a cool undertone, the next thing we need to look at is the intensity that they can tolerate in their entire features. So now we're taking into consideration hair and eyes and all of the features really. So in some way, the next group of colours are going to suit this person because they're all going to be cool. The difference is one is going to be more intense, the other is going to be more soft and muted. So we know that cool and bright colours, looking at the graph, we can see that that would be in the winter category, or the cool and soft would be in the summer category. So we're narrowing it down all the time. Let's take a look at a few examples here. So here's this lady in a cool emerald green versus a softer sage green. And for me, she seems to fade into the background a little bit with the stronger colour, whereas with the softer colour, everything seems harmonious. Nothing's competing with each other. She's not competing with the colour's not taking over. It's all working quite nicely with the softer colour. In terms of stronger fuchsia pink versus a deep soft rose, I'm loving the deep soft rose on her. So again, it's the softer colours that are taking the lead here. If we look at this rich purple versus a mauve, again, it's the softer colours that are just beautiful on her, not competing, just in harmony. So again, I would go through a longer process here, but in short, the softer colours are looking wonderful. So when we know that we have cool plus soft, that means we're in the summer category, but that leads us to 3 more options. We could go for cool summer, we could go for light summer, and we could go for muted or soft summer, as it's also known. So I want to see what those 3 palettes look like on her and see if I can eliminate a few, maybe all of them work together, or I have a favorite out of them. So let's take a look. Okay, so here are some swatches of the cool summer, and I'm really liking this palette on her. I don't think there's a color there that I would say, no, not sure about that. I think these are beautiful, really complimentary to her. I'm loving this, really, really nice. Let's take a look at light summer now. Again, there's a lot that works here for her. I love the blues, the greens, the purples, less so the bottom row where we get into these more corally warm pinks, almost a soft yellow here, soft muted yellow. I'm not loving that. So this not winning compared to the cool summer. Let's take a look at muted summer. And again, there's quite a few that I like here, but again, I'm not loving some of these colors, like this one here. Some of them are a little bit wishy-washy on her, like this one over here. I'm not loving these as much. So out of these 3 palettes, I'm loving cool summer on her. To be sure that this is the direction that we want to go, we've got to compare the sister season. If we look at the graph, we've got to compare, well, what is the sister season? It's sharing the dominant characteristic of cool, which is cool winter. Let's take a look at what cool winter looks like on her. Okay, so here we've got those cool colors, but this time more intense. And I've got to say, these are working pretty nicely on her as well. You know, I can imagine these maybe borrowing these colors maybe for a special occasion where you want to kind of have that stronger pop of color perhaps. This is a great secondary palette for her. I really like this. But we've got to rule out the other possible sister seasons just to be sure that we're on the right track. So if we say, okay, you know what, maybe she's light summer, in which case light spring should work. Let's take a look at light spring. Okay, not loving these so much, especially the yellows, those custard colors moving into peaches. Not great, I would say. So I'm pretty happy that we said no to light summer. What about muted summer, in which case muted autumn should work for her? Let's take a look. All right, muted autumn. These colors are just far too soft. They're not doing her justice at all. So I'm really happy with the decision to go with cool summer here. So there's just a little taster of what part of a colour analysis online looks like. From there, we would also talk about contrast analysis. I would give you specific recommendations in terms of best colours and makeup and all of these kind of things, all of which I also do in person. So you're not losing out by any means by doing this online. It's a really convenient way to find out your best colours and take the confusion out of colours and getting it right. So do get in touch if you'd like to do your online colour consultation, regardless of where you are in the world. We can make it work, as you've seen today. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye bye.